Hello, we're live. Happy Friday. So I thought I'd quickly jump on. We're live on Facebook as per normal. The replay will be going onto Instagram later and YouTube later as well. So as I always ask, if we can fire up those algorithms, if you're with us live now, if you drop me a heart. If you're on a replay on Instagram or on YouTube, drop me a thumbs up or a smiley face or just something. Just get this out there. The more we do on all these platforms, the more this gets shared out. So it's really great. So what we're talking about today. So for anyone on YouTube, welcome to the channel. We're talking anything from mindfulness, meditation, spiritual well-being. Try and help you people, just some understanding of concepts that I've come across, things that have really helped me. Try and help people. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world at the moment. There's a lot of mental health issues. There's a lot of people struggling, and this is really just to try and share. You know, I used to be one of those people. Sorry, my little 4-year-old's clapping. She's watching Daddy. I used to be one of those people, and I really struggle with anxiety and depression and my perception of the world. And these are things that I've done in my life that have really helped me. So I want to share them. I want to help people. I want to add to people's lives and hopefully help them find some peace. So, what are we talking about today? Today we are talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly. We're talking about our perception of the world, our perception of situations, and how that perception influences our mental health, how that perception influences the way we view the world. When we experience the world, it comes in kind of through our senses, through our sight, sound, hearing, touch, everything, and it comes through our mind, and our mind's like this supercomputer that, almost instantly, as like a really split second, it analyzes the situation, and it says. It allows us to interpret those senses, and then it judges them. And this is stuff from way back when we used to be cavemen or whatever, when a rustle in the bushes genuinely was a tiger trying to eat us or something. And we needed to analyse this stuff, and we needed to quickly respond to it, and we needed to work out whether a situation was dangerous or not. We're obviously not always in that situation anymore, but our mind will still judge this, and it still kind of has that fight or flight thing, and it still have worry and concern, and it all comes through this judgment layer that we have and that we experience the world through. So this is our perception of the world, and it's important that we look at how we're perceiving things. So what I want to talk about today is how that works and how things that have helped me. Just sit quietly. Sorry, get my little 4-year-old watching. She's just about to switch everything off. So, our mind will say when things are good, or they're bad, or they're this, or they're that. And in reality, that's not the case. Things just are the way they are, you know. Two people can be viewing a situation, have a very, very different opinion on that situation. I could be standing here viewing this situation in one way and say, oh, that's really good. Or another person who sits next to me viewing a situation from a slightly different perspective and from their own state of mind, and they'll be saying, no, I don't like that, that's bad. Actually, the situation is just as it is, and it's our judgment that kind of overplays that. What I've also found is that when I've looked back at my life, all the things that I've judged as bad, and I've had a lot of bad things. My past has included things like divorce, addiction, all kinds of depression, anxiety, all the stuff like that. When I look back at them now, when I look back at my life and play it kind of in reverse, it all makes perfect sense. It's all brought me to exactly where I need to be in this situation. And it's like, I like to use the analogy of rain. So I like to look at the rain. So we'll look at the day in the morning, we look outside in the morning, and it'll be raining. And we'll instantly go, oh, no, I don't like it, it's raining. Well, actually, that's an amazing process. That's a process in which the world is picking up water from the ocean. It's blowing it over land, and it's kicking that water down over the land. to water and give us sustenance and give us hydration for us, for plants, for animals, and just keeping the world alive. And we don't have to do anything to make that happen. And that's pretty amazing. Yet when we woke up that morning, we said, oh, it's raining. What happens when you plant a flower? You go into your garden and you plant, sow some seeds. When it's raining, you don't think, oh, you think, oh, it's raining. I don't like that today. But when the summer comes and the flower blossoms, you're looking at it and going, oh wow, my flower's grown. You didn't consider that on the day. You didn't consider that rain was giving that flower all the water that it needed, all that water for it to go into this, beautiful thing, this kind of beautiful garden. And that's how life generally is. All these things happen, and as they happen, we don't see how that's playing out in this plan. And it's only when we look back and we realise, oh, actually, everything happened perfectly, in a perfect order, at the perfect time, for life to play out how it did. Looking at the world in that way, when we look at the world in that way, and when we stop to think, when we're in that negative mind pattern, and we stop to think, actually, this might be just what I need. This might be leading on to something amazing. You lose a job, for example, and you're all depressed, and then some amazing job comes in, and you're like, oh, thank God I lost that job. I wouldn't have been open to there wouldn't be any room in my life for this to open up. And so that's the perspective I try and bring to life. I really try and focus on the bigger picture. When we look at life as a whole, it all makes sense. It's only when we're really focused on one tiny little life situation that we kind of get wrapped up in it. We get wrapped up in worry, in how that's playing out in our, in that tiny situation, or just in our individual life, and we forget that, as a planet, we're a whole. As a universe, we're a whole. The knock-on effect that our life has on other people's lives, and how that all plays into one big kind of plan. So when I've considered things in my life like that way, that's always given me a bit of peace, when I've stepped back, looked at the bigger picture. And that's kind of what this video was around today. Just that I like to still myself. I like to focus on my breath, bring myself back into my body, and just think about life as, this is just a moment in a big plan. And it's nothing to worry about. And if it's something that my mind is judging as bad, something that my mind is judging as difficult or painful, it will pass. It will pass. So, yeah, that's all I really had today. Nothing massive, just a little bit to share on that. I hope I've impressed my little daughter, who's sitting here. She's a 4-year-old. She's dressed in pink as well. And yeah, so I hope that helps someone today. As I said, happy Friday. If you can drop some kind of reaction, a comment, a like, a heart, a thumbs up in wherever you're watching it, on Facebook Live if you're here. If you're on YouTube, drop it that as well. On Instagram as well, that's really helpful. It'll get this kind of message and other videos that I'm sharing out to a wider audience. As always, thank you for joining me. Thank you for the support. It's been amazing. I'm just overwhelmed with how much support this has had. And yeah, that's all I really had today. So share this with people if it might help them, or share it if you on your page. That'd be really, really helpful. And yeah, all the links to my YouTube, Instagram, and everything is all in my profile. And yeah, feel free to. There's meditations on my YouTube as well, which are great. And feel free to subscribe to that to see more stuff. So thank you for joining me. Thank you ever so much for your support again, and I'll see you soon.